Zealand. Hang on to the ball or you'll be in trouble. I think that's the message that went out as soon as Horan and Little get together. Very, very quick.
Yes, the New Zealand defensive screen will be certainly tested with those two slick Australians in the midfield, but it's just back to basics, Wayne. You know, you've just got to do the simple things correctly, and we should take this game. You're relaxing against the World 15, and as we see, you know, with Peter Fadler try, they can just come straight back at you if you open up the gates too wide.
Well, number 12, Tim Horan, number 17 is Jason Little. They play together in club rugby in the Souths Club in Brisbane, and for Queensland and for Australia, right through to the World Cup winning effort. So they're back in combination again, after initially it didn't look like it would happen. Peter Fats, boom, the big piano shifter, and he gets down to the 10-metre mark, centre field. Nicholas Bustle, Botha, who's had a pretty good game today, the veteran Nas Botha. Jason Little finds Hastings. There's a new urgency about the World 15. Jamie Joseph, lost forward by Michael Jones, advantage for the World 15.
Hang on to the ball, New Zealand. Possession is going to be vital in these last 10 minutes, Keith.
That's the best advice you've ever given them. Hang on to the ball. That's what they didn't do at Christchurch. They lost that game. White, McKinnon, Nickel. Cooper comes across. Gavin Hastings takes a quick throw in. Cooper now. Trouble. Lineouts are very close in that battle, Wayne, aren't they?
Yes, they're very, very competitive. I don't think anything's evened out or any more fair in those lineouts. They're both taking their share.
New Zealand in defence.
I just sense that the World 15 might have lifted it a notch.
Absolutely, Wayne. They've just slipped it into overdrive, and they've just, you know, if you look at the clock, 13, 12 minutes to go. These guys know that if Nas can get that little right foot of his out with a drop goal, they're back in it.
One World of Sport, live at the rugby. The big game today, the clash of the century, they're calling the series. New Zealand against the World 15, 20-15. The goal line there is behind.
Well, New Zealand must work their way out of this 22 situation. They're in the shadows. Got to get ball, drive it through, and use Walter Little and Ant Strawn to kick the ball down and get it out of our own half. Otherwise, we've got the pressure just all on them.
Well, there he is, so often seen in the All Black jerseys. Still got the silver fern on the left chest, but it's the Centenary logo, Gary Whetton. Awkward bounce. Strawn. Ronnie Clark. Nickel made the stop.
Once again, New Zealand had the opportunity to clear it from the danger zone.
Yeah, they seem to have just gone back into their shells. Hesitation from Greg Kirby before not knowing what to do. Hesitation there from Ronnie Clark. I mean, make the decision. Whether it's the wrong decision or not, just make a decision.
Walter Little. Up near halfway.
That's better, Walter.
Good skills from Walter. Wasn't a very good pass.
What a celebration this has been for New Zealand rugby, this marvellous three-test series. It was a thriller at Christchurch. The World 15 heads New Zealand out there, 28-14. We had the game which was dramatic at the start at Wellington with the Olivier Roumat sent off, and then it was all over the field. And now today we've returned to tough test rugby, and we've got an exciting finish in prospect. The World 15 are still in touch. 10 minutes to play. In goes Fitzpatrick. The only way he knows how, via the short route.
Yes, it's pretty willing still in there after, you know, a good solid first half. 30 minutes gone in the second half. Some good, hard, solid driving.
Looks like Sean Fitzpatrick's gone down. Went in really hard that time. There's some tremendous competitors in them, in those two sides.
Sean Fitzpatrick today is actually setting a New Zealand record. He's playing his 42nd test in a row, 41st test in a row. That's a heck of a number. Gary Whetton had the previous record. And number 2 for New Zealand has now played 41 in a row. 10-metre mark, World 15 territory. Strawn. Kerwin catches the bounce. Kerwin! Joseph. Clark. Well, some of the passes are going a bit astray over there. The pressure is on, the tension is high.
I feel that's what it is. It's the inexperience starting to show. They're starting to hesitate. They've forgotten what they were doing so well earlier on, and they're starting to hesitate and make mistakes.
Nothing wrong with this pass, I think, from Frank Bunce. I mean, that should have been taken by Greg. It was about shoulder high, head high. He got a couple of hands to it. Just a little bit of inexperience creeping into some of the players.
Botha. Now, Tuigamalu, who hasn't had much in the game for him since he banged his knee. How's he going to take it on now? He's going to kick it.
I think that ball prior to that should have been moved wide. We had numbers out there. The space was there. It's just that one pass just went astray. Perhaps should have been taken by Mr. Cooper, but I mean, I don't think we can entirely go into our shells. You've still got to play rugby and run the ball at the opposition.
Well, New Zealand need to score. New Zealand need to score to make it safe, don't they? There's a huge Mexican wave going around. This is reminiscent of the World Cup cricket. It's just going round and round Eden Park. David Soul takes it up. We've got 8 exciting minutes to go, but New Zealand have won it off Soul dropping the ball. Strawn, Walter Little, Ronnie Clark. Hastings going back. Some of these guys are hurting with the pressure of this game. Hastings hurries it out. To go. New Zealand 20, the world 15 are 15. We hope you're enjoying this. NHK in Japan, Star TV throughout Asia, Channel 10 in Australia, Mnet in South Africa, and up through Europe. What a thrilling game we're seeing at Eden Park. The crowd is in a high state of excitement, just cheering non-stop. Nas Botha signalled to have a crack here from 55 metres. Well, he's a great man, but look at that distance. A long way to kick with a sort of a swirling crosswind.
Yes, that's a very, very long kick from standing on top of the main stand here at Eden Park and just realising how strong that wind is up at a higher level. What's it like down there, Grant?
Well, it's bedlam. The noise is just amazing with these Mexican waves, but by crikey, this is going to be some kick.
Nas Botha, he's thinking big for the World 15. They need the points to close the gap. That was a super effort, which is just missed. It's still 20 to 15, but the World 15 are within touch. A try and a conversion would give them the lead, and this late it might give them the win. Cooper, that's not a bad tactic to kick it away down into the World 15 territory. Hastings curling across the wind.
Not a lot of pressure on that long 22 from Greg. A lot of All Blacks just stood back on the 22 and just waited for it to come back. I mean, you need a bit of urgency. You've got 5 minutes to go. You need to put as much pressure as you can on the World 15 to force them into errors.
Willie O's off the field, Keith, and Peter Fitzsimon's coming on. I think, yes, he is right now.
Well, big Peter Fitzsimons, he really does qualify for a World 15. He's played rugby all over the world, and here he is in the World 15. He's actually from Australia, of course, a Wallaby in the past, and they got into him straight away, or he got into somebody straight away. Troy Coker penalised by the looks of it. So they'll probably put Coker back at number 8 now, wouldn't they? And Fitzsimons, he goes into lock with Gary Whetton. 5 minutes to play. There are the lineouts. Close. Down on the New Zealand side. Strawn, Little. A high ball. Hendricks waiting. Nice work by Nickel. Botha. Horan. Michael Jones made the catch. Near halfway, have the world, got it again. Nickel, the replacement scrum half, switches it to Coker. Nickel again, that's an awkward one. Kerwin and Hendricks go up for it. Jason Little on halfway. Hendricks, the speedster. Peter Fitzsimons. Jason Little controls it for his fellow Australian Phil Kearns. Botha, New Zealand are up flat. Botha decides to have a go, looks for support. Yeah, he was isolated and hit.
Yeah, got away from that, I think, the All Blacks. We've got a few guys that are not quite getting across this to the breakdowns. A few of our tight forwards are lurking out in the back line there on defence, and luckily Nas saw a gap, had a go. We've got him hit big in a tackle here, and I think we're pretty lucky to get out of that, Wayne.
Yes, it was all on out wide. I think they sort of gave him, what do you call it, the fool's gully, and gave Nas the opportunity to cut back in. I think that was our best option to let him come back through.
5192.
There's the big new stand at Eden Park. The renovations jammed up today with fans enjoying this epic struggle as Andy Nickel breaks away. Now Jason Little. Clark. Like quicksilver. Away goes a Ronnie Clark. And that's the match winner for the New Zealand team. Ronnie Clark has sealed it for the New Zealand team. And how appropriate that in their centenary year, that will clinch the 100th Test win at home by the All Blacks. It came here from an intercept. There is a Clark with the ball, and that was the beginning of the winning try.
Well, that's game, set, and match for the All Blacks at the Test series. A little fortunate he got out of that one. Jason Little tried to take it on. The ball was ripped away with a partial tackle here. You'll see a good run here, pretty strong. Plenty of support with Inga on the inside. And that's it, thank you, ball boys.
Thank you, linesman. Thank you, ball boys. It's game, set, and match, as Stu Wilson tells you. Ronnie Clark scores the try. 24-15, the kick to come from Cooper. What an epic struggle we've seen here today. 2 tests and 3 tries for Ronnie Clark. Cooper converts the try by Ronnie Clark. 26-15. I wonder if he banged his nose when he put the ball down.
Well, watch him see if he hits the dirt over the goal line. Tremendous break by Ronnie Clark to finish off the match. What a great couple of days it's been for him.
Yes, he played so well at Wellington. 2 thrilling tries down there. The match winner today. Joseph, the replacement player, kicks it away.
Some pretty tired boys out there, Quinny. It's been a fairly physical and a very, very committed game, this particularly in the tackle situation.
And isn't this good that the young New Zealand team has got through a real test here today, a real physical test match atmosphere. Martin Nutzer, a rare run for him. Gordon McKinnon supported him. The clock is ticked down to 40 minutes. Cooper gets across and takes it over the touchline, and there'll be some more play yet. Gavin Hastings has taken a quick throw in. Tuigamala back behind his own goal line. I think half the crowd are calling have a go, but he hasn't run openly and freely since that knee was knocked. Peter Hendricks with Tim Horan. Gets inside Ronnie Clark. Lovely run by Horan. There goes Mighty Whitey, the Scotsman. Gordon McKinnon, the Canadian, born in Scotland. What a treat this World 15 have given New Zealand to celebrate 100 years of rugby. A late penalty for the World 15. They'll take it and tap it. Another 10 metres upfield. He can't go too much further because all penalties must be taken within 5 metres. Peter Fatz has already got one more try. He goes for a second tilt at Glory. Now Gordon McKinnon, but they've held him up. And there's another all-in wrestling match on the deck. The game is over. The clash of the century, they call it. And the New Zealand team, the young New Zealand team, have overcome tremendous pressure in the middle stages of this game to win by 26-15. And the celebrations of 100 years of All Black rugby are complete with an All Black victory. Their 100th Test win at home today on Eden Park. It was tough in the first half, no tries scored, but it was tougher still in the second half. The pressure went on, but 4 tries to New Zealand from Penne, Kerwin, Lowe and Clark to 1 try by Fadialofa made the final score New Zealand 26, the world 15 were 15, and New Zealand win the series by 2-1. Some of these new young guys, they've played their hearts out in this series. There's a lot of rugby to play this year. John Kerwin back with a try that really was one of the turning points of the game. One of the signal posts at the victory was going to be taken. And that is the final score. New Zealand 26 and the world 15 are 15. Stu Wilson, your final thoughts?
Well, this man here, Earle Kirton, will be happy. Some of the area of the New Zealand public were thinking that maybe the selections were a little bit radical, but we've seen the emergence of some wonderful players in New Zealand. Looking at guys like Aroni Clark and Ant Strawn, I mean, these guys are for the future of New Zealand rugby. Blair Larson, Jamie Joseph, Aaron Penne, you know, great players, and these are the guys that are going to take New Zealand through to the World Cup in 1995. You know, guys like Grant Fox can be happy with the way we played today, knowing that New Zealand rugby is in pretty good hands.
Well, there's a World 15 shirt swapped by Sean Fitzpatrick. He swapped it with his opposite number, Phil Kearns, and appropriate that one. John Kerwin's got one as well. It's a souvenir well worth having because they were worthy adversaries for the All Blacks in their centenary celebrations. We're going to have a presentation of medallions down in front of the stands shortly to mark the centenary of New Zealand rugby. 26-15 was the final score. There's the flags on the far side showing the wind that was so bothersome when the ball was kicked high throughout this game. But it was a marvellously tough test match, and it offered a lot for the big crowd at home and for the big crowd here. Let's go down now to the sideline to Peter Williams.
And now each player selected for this series will receive a centennial medallion from the New Zealand Rugby Football Union. But first, here's the president of the New Zealand Rugby Union, Mr. Merv Barnett.
Ladies and gentlemen, during the last week we've had a feast of great rugby. I want to thank and congratulate both teams for their performance, and on behalf of the New Zealand Rugby Football Union, present to each player and management a silver medallion to mark the centenary of the New Zealand Union.
Thank you, Merv. Would now like the World 15 to come forward in order, please. Firstly, their captain, Nick Farr-Jones. Followed by the man who led them in the first test in Christchurch last week from Scotland, David Soul. Australian hooker, Phil Kearns. A try scorer today from Auckland and Western Samoa, Peter Fatialofa. Australian lock come loose forward, Troy Coker. From Auckland and New Zealand today, playing for the world, Gary Whetton. Formerly from Auckland, these days a great Australian star, Willie Ofahengawe. We're delighted that we've had a visitor from Canada here, Gord McKinnon. From Scotland, powerhouse number 8, Derek White. From South Africa, Nas Botha. Also from South Africa, left winger Peter Hendricks. Great Australian centre, Tim Horan. The man who started in the centres with him today, Jan Klaasen. The right winger from South Africa, Martin Nutzer. The great fullback from Scotland, Gavin Hastings. To the reserves. Firstly, that fleet-footed little winger from Japan, Yoshihito Yoshida. Well, he came on late in the game as a replacement from Queensland, Jason Little. Another man who made a late appearance in the game, the Scottish halfback, Andy Nicol. Always a popular visitor over here from Sydney, Peter Fitzsimons. Tight head prop from Australia, Ewan McKenzie. South Africa's hooker, Yuli Schmitz. Australian loose forward, Brendan Nasser. South African fullback, Andre Joubert. A strong young man from Argentina, Federico Mendes. Another popular Aucklander and a star of Western Samoa, Apollo Perolini. Now to the manager and convener of selectors for the team, the former great All Black captain, Brian Lahore. The coach of the World 15 from Scotland, Ian McGeechan. His assistant, the ever-popular man from Brisbane, Bob Templeton. Completing the World 15 selection panel, former All Black prop, Ivan Vodanovic. Their physio, Chris McCulloch. And completing the World 15 squad, their doctor, David Yates. Thank you to the members of the World 15 for coming and giving us a wonderful series. And now we present the Centennial medallions to the members of the All Blacks, starting with the captain, Sean Fitzpatrick. Prop forward, Steve McDowell. Another man who played all 3 tests, completing the front row, Richard Lowe. One of the most courageous men in this series, the Camo Kid, Ian Jones. Into All Black Rugby for the first time in this series, from North Harbour, Blair Larson. Another popular Aucklander, Michael Jones. Sadly injured in a couple of the test matches, including today, but we're delighted to have him here from Southland, Paul Henderson. Otago number 8, Aaron Penne. The man they call the Atom, Ant Strawn. The All Black first 5/8 today, Walter Little. The man who was bracketed with him, but in the end was a reserve today, Grant Fox. Second 5/8 from the man who scored the final try this afternoon, Ronnie Clark. They say that life begins at 30. It certainly has in the All Blacks for Frank Bunce. Powerhouse left winger. A lot of people aren't too keen on tackling this fellow. Inga the winger, Vainga Tuigamala. And didn't you love it when number 14 scored a try today? John Kerwin. The All Black fullback who finally found his kicking boots today, and it was great to see that, Greg Cooper. Into the reserves for the All Blacks today, from Otago, fullback and winger John Timu. Reserve halfback today, Graham Basham. from North Harbour. Unfortunately, has yet to get on the park as an All Black. He must do one of these days, surely. Graham Dowds. North Harbour loose forward, Richard Turner. A man who made the most of his opportunities this afternoon, the big Otago man, Jamie Joseph. And now to the remainder of the All Black squad from Petone and Wellington, Lawrence Helena. A young man we're sure to see plenty of in the future, I'm certain, Mark Ellis. The big man from Counties, Mark Cooksley.
It'll come.
Waikato front rower, Graham Purvis. And completing the lineup of players for the All Blacks, from Canterbury, the loose forward, Dallas Seymour. Now the presentations to the officials. First of all, the popular manager from the Waikato, Neil Gray. First year as coach of the All Blacks, he's come through with a series win, Laurie Mains. He's wearing his scarf again today, Earle Kirton. And completing the selection panel from North Harbour, Peter Thorburn. The ever popular and very efficient doctor for the All Blacks, John Mayhew. And the first year physio for the All Blacks, Gary Sy. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to all the players. Thank you for a wonderful series to celebrate 100 years of the New Zealand Rugby Football Union.
And that is the situation then, the presentation of the Centenary medals to both teams. We will be reviewing this very special match when we return to Eden Park in Auckland in just one moment.
The 1992 Centennial Test Series was brought to you by One World of Sport and Steinlager, official sponsor of the All Blacks.
Tonight on Wild South, the beauty and grace of the creatures that inhabit New Zealand's coastline, made by our own award-winning documentary team, an incredible underwater journey. Wild South, 6:30 tonight after One Network News. Tonight on...
In Auckland's record Ranfurly Shield reign, always there was Steve McDowell.
With a little trick.
Maori rugby is fast rugby, the open game. One World of Sport and the Rugby Union celebrate 100 years of rugby.
With me now is Sean Fitzpatrick leading his team to a series win, and what a thrill it must have been for you today, Sean.
Yeah, it's very satisfying to come from 1-0 down at Christchurch, come back and win at 2-1. It's great, and it's great for the guys as a whole.
The important thing that happened in the game, it was test match rugby in the first half, but then in the second half you seemed to increase the tempo. What about midway through?
Yeah, we had a good 20 minutes after the break and built on that, and we just had to carry on from there.
What did you think of the strength of the opposition today? Totally different to Wellington?
Yeah, totally different to Wellington. It's all credit to the World 15 and Brian Lahore and Ian McGee for building them up like that. And I can tell you it was a true test match out there. And once again, it's all credit to them. And I must praise my guys for the way they played.
Now, are you confident about the future in light of what you've done with these three matches?
Yeah, it's good. It's all looking good for the future. But let's not get too carried away. And we'll have a good night tonight then and build on it for the Irish series.
And good to be back in front of that Eden Park crowd?
Yeah, it's good. The crowds have been great right through the whole series, and it's always nice to play in Auckland, but credit to the rest of the country too for the way they supported us.
Congratulations, Sean Fitzpatrick.
Thank you very much.
And joining us now, Nick Farr-Jones, and congratulations, Nick Farr-Jones, on what has been a great effort for these last three matches. Your feelings about the match?
Well, we would have obviously loved to have won the series. Very few teams win a series against the All Blacks, and I know that there's a lot of guys in my team that have never won a series. I've played 8 years of representative rugby. I've only won one, and it would have been great to have won 1-1, but I thought the boys played very well. We certainly were far more committed than we were at Wellington, but I suppose there's a lot of fellas who had never beaten the All Blacks, and they got that chance to do it at Lancaster Park.
There was a feeling that the Centenary matches could develop into festival matches, but certainly it didn't appear that way in the first half today, and well, for the whole match, in fact, it was a test atmosphere.
Yeah, it was, and it was probably a touch, a little bit of a shame, because it didn't lead to really attractive, open flowing rugby. Both teams wanted to win very badly. Both teams took the chances to take points, which was kicking at goals and kicking for field position. But at the end of the day, I think that the closeness to the scores would have certainly kept the interest of your people.
Nick Farr-Jones, thanks for bringing your team to New Zealand. A top effort.
It was a wonderful celebration, and we enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing Nick Farr-Jones in action against the All Blacks in Australia during the Bledisloe Cup Series in June and July of this year. 26-15 then, the All Blacks beating the World 15 here at Eden Park this afternoon. Let's recap now on the tries that were scored in this afternoon's match.
They're calling up from the terraces to the New Zealand players, and here they go, trying to get it wide. Ronnie Clark. Kerwin. They're still more or less in the centre of the field. Getting good assistance that time. Walter Little. Very close to the line. Lost forward as Ian Jones crossed for a try that's been disallowed. Let's look at this. Walter Little, a good little dart forward by him. And where is the ball going forward? That's what we must look for here. There. Well, it must have just twiddled on the fingers of the fingertips of Jones. Farr-Jones. The big shot. Spun around. Try! Walter Little. Cooper. Kerwin. What a lovely try for John Kerwin. Another excellent scrum position. Kerwin. What a transformation has come over the game with his increased commitment and involvement.
Richard Lowe.
Try, and I think you might see Richard Lowe underneath all that. Untangle the arms and legs, and there he is. Another try for Richard Lowe. Farr-Jones, that familiar little short kick. David Soul gets away from Joseph. 22 there. Kearns. Fitzpatrick got after him, tackled him. Willie-O! Gordon McKinnon, good play with the World 15 as they swing on to attack. Nas Botha trying to clear. And there's the try for Peter Fatts. Now Jason Little. Quicksilver, away goes a Ronnie Clark, and that's the match winner for the New Zealand team.
Yes, that was the try that really sealed it as far as the All Blacks were concerned this afternoon from Ronnie Clark. And now joining me, a man who must be very satisfied indeed, the All Black coach, Laurie Mains. Congratulations on the win today and on the series win. A great feeling of satisfaction, I imagine.
Thanks, Peter. It feels pretty good coming off last Saturday that we had our big game in Wellington. And I think a tremendous amount of courage and control was shown today to be able to come through this one.
There was certainly a different atmosphere in today's game compared to Wednesday, wasn't it?
Yeah, we always knew it was going to be that way, and particularly once Gary had been brought into their side, it put an extra edge on it, and it was going to turn into a pretty dour test match. But I think at the end of the day, the game turned out pretty good. And there's 5 tries scored in the game, and so it turned out pretty good.
Nothing much in the first half in terms of try scoring action. It was particularly tight in that first half, wasn't it, just with the kicks?
Yes, it was, and a little bit punctuated by penalties that really stopped either side getting any sort of pattern into their game. And as I know, certainly after the first 10 minutes, it sort of threw us off our pattern.
So into the second half, and a considerably increased supply of ball, I suppose, for the All Blacks, and you're able to use it, firstly rolling it, keeping it tight, and then going more expansive.
Yeah, I think the key was that you may know what the phone's for. The key was we got in on the ball carrier at close quarter play a little bit quicker and tidied that phase of it up and settled ourselves to play in their half, which then allowed us to get some momentum going.
Seemed to be a particular game plan at one stage during that second half to bring John Kirwan into the play as much as possible after Tui Gamala had been the attacking weapon in the first half.
Yes, well, quite right. Inga had sustained a bit of an injury in the first half, so we didn't want to overuse him. But on the other hand, JK's just as good at that sort of thing, and most of the play was coming to this right-hand side, which was the reason he came into it a bit more.
All right, so as far as this series is concerned, are you full of confidence now for Ireland, Australia, South Africa? Still plenty to go this year, isn't it?
Oh, I mean, this is a series, but it's not a series, and we've got an awful long way to go. We've got to tidy our game up yet and play with a lot more discipline and control before we can really be expected to go into top Test match rugby. But we're pretty happy with our start, I guess.
I imagine you would be. Laurie Mains, great to talk to you again, and I guess we'll see plenty of you during the Irish series and in Australia as well.
Thank you, Peter. It's been tough but enjoyable.
Good work. Laurie Mains, the All Black coach, successful in his first series. Well, stay with us on One World of Sport through until 6 o'clock tonight. We'll be continuing to have reflection and conversation about the South African Test match and indeed about this series. But we've also got more action for you from the One World of Sport archives cupboards. And we're going to start with action from 1976. And it was the last time the All Blacks were at Ellis Park, Johannesburg. They returned there again on August the 15th this year. But we go to the fourth test of 1976. Laurie Mains was in the party. He wasn't in the team though. Duncan Robertson, his Otago teammate, was playing at fullback. Doug Bruce was back at first five. Andy Leslie, the All Black captain. The captain of South Africa was Mornay du Plessis from number 8. It was 2-1 in the series to South Africa as they went into the fourth test at Ellis Park, Johannesburg.
Bayful. Hassled by Sid Going. Kevin Everly pushing on to the 22. Sid Going. He got through, Sid Going. Tiny Norton. Ian Kirkpatrick. Try. Strauss popping against Lambert. Bayful. Bosch, drop kick. What a fine goal for Gerald Bosch, the danger man on Ellis Park. 4 points to 3. 20 minutes of play. Whiting gets the palm. Sid Going. Crunched there by Coetzee. Leslie plays halfback. Andy Leslie. Tiny Norton. Kirkpatrick. Sid Going. Try! Try for Sid Going. De Klerk, what a fine line-out man. Bosch. Whip. Hermes-Hayes. Oosthuizen in support. Chance here for the Springboks. Williams is getting back. It can't be said often enough that the bouncing ball is the dangerous one, and that kick by this man, Johan Oosthuizen, was a good one. A great scoring chance for the Springboks. Kripries Kritzinger. Try! Kripries Kritzinger is the man who got it, coming off the side of the scrum, and there was no way that the New Zealand fly half, Doug Bruce, could stop this big 18-stoner, and Kripries Kritzinger has scored to put the Springboks within 1 point. South Africa in front by 9 points to 8. 5 minutes into the second half. That's the 22 metres line. Doug Bruce, drop kick. He's done it. Drop goal for Doug Bruce. And what a kick it was by the Canterbury first 5-8. Bill Bush penalised in this ball. Now Bosch will kick with the wind for the first time. Now Andy Leslie checking again with Kurt Besadenhout. South Africa back in front. The Springboks 12, the All Blacks 11. Be interesting to see how Kutsinga lasts in the heat as the match wears on. A long pass from going to Williams. Kevin Everly. Bruce Robertson, has he got the pace? Bruce Robertson. Ian Robertson. And the number 12, Oosthuizen, took Robertson out of the play, and Kirkpatrick demands that it should be a penalty try, but it's only a penalty for the All Blacks. You can see Kirkpatrick most disappointed. There is the greatness of this man, and that's a moment we'll reach back and hold forever. Under real pressure, Williams puts the All Blacks back in the lead. 29 minutes of playing time gone. Bosch. Duncan Robertson. Awkward bounce again. Duncan Robertson. A counter-attack. Bill Bush. Sid going. Lost it forward. And here comes a replacement. Batty is off, and off for good. Number 19 is Canterbury's Terry Mitchell. Van Beek. A great catch by Leslie. Who gets the penalty? South Africa. Penalty to South Africa. Du Plessis and Leslie exchanging words on the field. It's against Bill Bush for pushing. No mistake for Gerald Bosch. 15 points to 14. Let's look at the clock. It says 9 minutes to go. The Springboks back in the lead in the seesaw struggle. So every play now reaching superhuman proportions. Bruce loses it behind him. Terry Mitchell. Can he twist it so that the All Blacks can get the feed? It's there for going. Kirkpatrick, the way to Bill Osborne, having his first run for several weeks. Pope is there. That Springbok defence is holding back every attack that the All Blacks throw at them. Loose ball. Van Heerden. Strauss feeds. Playful to Bosch. He changed his mind. Du Plessis. Piston Van Beek. Oliver feeds Bruce. Ian Robertson. We may see a drop kick. Duncan Robertson. Now will he run it? A chip to the centre. Robertson again. Pope. Great tackle by Williams. Number 14, Pope. Piston. Bayfield. Peter Whip. What a match this is. Now in injury time. And the match is over. The match is over. And that's how history will see it. South Africa 15, New Zealand 14.
Yes, heartbreak for the All Blacks in 1976. Well, on the 15th of August this year, a chance for the All Blacks to perhaps rectify that result when they play South Africa for the first time since that game in South Africa at the same venue there at Ellis Park, Johannesburg. Well, it's time now to make our Ubix MVP announcements, firstly for today's game, and we're delighted to say that Richard Lowe has been adjudged as the Ubix MVP for this match. John Kerwin was second, he gets 2 points, and Ian Jones, the Camo kid, picks up the third point from today's game. And I've now got Ray Duncan from Ubix with me. Ray's the National Marketing Manager, and Ray, it's up to you to present the MVP award to Mr. Lowe here.
Thank you, Peter. Richard, compliments from Ubix. Congratulations, superb effort.
Thank you very much.
I'll be a prize example, first and probably the only time I get one like this, eh?
Yes, well, why not? You deserved it today.
No, and I'd just like to thank you, Bix, for the support during the series. It's been great, thank you.
Excellent.
Enjoy today's game, Richard?
Yeah, not too bad. Got another notch up on the belt, so that's 3 in a series. That's good.
As far as the forward battle was concerned in that front row, just tell us about it. How torrid was it?
Yeah, it was fairly hard up front for the first, 40 minutes, but as soon as we turned around at half-time, we sort of dug it in, and I think the first 5-10 minutes really broke them, and we went on from there.
All right, Richard Lowe, congratulations on being the UBIX MVP for today's game. Good luck for the rest of the All Black season.
Thanks a lot.
August the 15th at Dallas Park, eh? All right, let's go to the Series Award now. And the news is that Ian Jones, with his 1 point today and his MVP award from Lancaster Park last Saturday, is the UBIX MVP from the series. And Ray Duncan from UBIX is still with us, and Ian Jones joins us as well. So, Ray, again, the award to be presented to Ian.
Congratulations, Ian.
Thank you very much, Ray.
We really appreciate you winning it, and a superb series. You went through a lot of pain, we hear, and I think the trophy is well received.
It's a nasty little trophy. On behalf of the Steinlag All Blacks, I'd like to thank you for giving me this award, but it certainly goes to the team. So thank you, Bix, very much. Thank you.
Ian, we'd like to congratulate you not just on a tremendous effort as the player, but for a very courageous effort indeed. You're well strapped up there. Tell us about the pain factor.
It's not too much, there's only bruising and shit that if I'm not on the field, you've got to leave it to the 14 others, so there was never any doubt of ever going off in any of the games, and I really enjoyed playing them. It was good.
So no problems with either the fingers or with the shoulder today?
No, the fingers, it's only tape. We've got a good medical staff, and it's great playing with the guys. We're such a good unit this year. We're young, and everyone's just keen to do well, so I want to be part of it.
So you're really happy to have won this series, and now it's onwards and upwards, huh?
Onwards and upwards, yeah. We all go back. We're dispersed, named again for the Irish test, so we'll be crossing our fingers. And I'm sure we're going to do well. It's a great young side. There's a lot of spirit in the team, and together I'm sure we're going to go a long way. And with the public behind us, Steinlager, and of course UBIX, we'll do well.
You're saying all the right things. Ian Jones, thanks very much, and congratulations once again on a tremendous effort during the 3 matches.
Thank you very much.
All right, those are our UBIX presentations for this World 15 All Black Centennial Series. We'll be back very soon with more from the One World of Sport archives cupboard as we go to New Zealand against Australia in 1982. But let's remember now the birthday of one of the most famous All Blacks of all. On April the 25th, 1905, George Napier was born.
No more will I roam from my old southern home that's waiting there for me. I know beneath the merry moon on a silvery night in June, where we told love's stories beside the weeping willow trees, night birds are crooning the sweet enchanting melodies. Where the roses bloom, there will be a wedding soon. Beside the southern seas, she's waiting there for me, 'neath the Maori moon.
Sunday, live netball on Countrywide Bank Grandstand. Exciting action from the Bendon Netball League, PIC against Hearts. Plus a review of the Centennial Rugby Series when New Zealand took on the world. 2 o'clock Sunday on One. Sunday on This Week in San Diego, Natalie Brunt follows yachting's newest star.
Peter Montgomery's debut into the big time with the upcoming movie, Wind.
This Week in San Diego, 9:40 Sunday following Brides of Christ on One.
Brinkley's Rentals, Debbie speaking.
It's Mavis Howard here. Do you have small televisions?
You've already got a telly, Mrs. Howard.
My husband's got one.
Don't leave me now. There's a nice little 14-inch in the window.
Does it have a remote?
Sure does.
Indoor aerial?
Sure does.
Can I have it today? Now?
It's on its way, Mrs. Howard.
It's an opera I want to see. Thank you very much.
I'll take the small telly in the window. Honestly, I've walked the whole town.
I'm sorry, I've just this minute hired it out.
Before you use your feet, use your head and let your fingers do the walking through the yellow pages.
Is most print too small to read? Do you own glasses but can never find them? Now you can have a spare pair whenever you need them. Vision, reading and hobby glasses. They're affordable and they're at your pharmacy now. Beware of imitations. Ask for Vision Opticals by name.
Your life is in the land. Season after season, generation after generation. Watching it grow, so that those who follow can also watch it grow. Rely upon those who work alongside you, come rain or shine. Because your life is in the land, through all the seasons.
Looking for affordable big car luxury? Drive the new Mitsubishi V3000. It's built strong and it's built safe, because this big car was built to be driven.
This week only, bring along any brand of super bottle when you buy any chicken purchase at KFC. And we'll fill it full of Pepsi, absolutely free.
You're gonna have an endless summer simple, let's fill it again.
I think they should have signs that help us. Have signs that like, slow down, cop hiding behind building.
Young man, you're in big trouble.
I hate that when they ask you.
Do you know how fast you were going?
Oh, no. You know why I tell them?
You know why I
said, how about you? You had to catch up with me. I was driving down the street and I saw a sign. It said, slow down, road coming to an end. What am I slowing down for? I don't want to go off the cliff slowly. You jumped out of
100% cotton Dockers, America's original cotton pants.
Oh, I love what is it, wrong way. How do they know where I'm going?
Force it. Hermes Hess. Great tackle, Ken Stewart. Loose ball. Bruce Robertson. Try! Bruce Robertson.
Yes, another great moment from All Black history going back to 1976, and already we're looking forward to the All Blacks against South Africa at Johannesburg on the 15th of August this year. Well, we remind you at this stage also that on One World of Sport this afternoon, we've got coming up at 20 minutes to 6 live from Sydney, the 1992 Sydney Cup. Philip Leishman and Grant Nisbet will be my studio guest just before that race is run at 20 minutes to 6 as they assess the form with Castletown among the many New Zealand runners in that race at 20 to 6 tonight. Now we continue with more from the One World of Sport archives cupboard, and we go to 1982, the third test between New Zealand and Australia. The series level at 1-1, and they came to Eden Park to decide who would win the Bledisloe Cup 10 years ago.